Just a few weeks ago, we welcomed a new V12 from Aston Martin, and this time we're here with a V8 supercar from Lamborghini. Yes, this is the Temerario, the successor to the Lamborghini Huracan. It has gone from being a V10 supercar to a V8 supercar, but there is quite a lot to be excited about with this car. I'm going to tell you everything about it in this first look video. My name is Amaan Ahmed, you're watching Car and Bike. But before I take you around this car and tell you all about it, make sure you subscribe to the Car and Bike channel and hit that bell icon so you're notified every time we come out with a new video. Now let's take a closer look at the Temerario. I'm sure by now you've seen plenty of pictures of the Temerario, and while in the pictures it may not look quite as impressive, in the flesh this does have great presence. It is long, low and wide, just like you would expect a Lamborghini supercar to be. And there are some interesting design details that I want to show you. The face of the Temerario is what will first grab your attention. Lamborghini has given it the shark nose treatment, and I'm pretty sure you can see how sharp it looks at the front. These slit-like LED headlights look quite striking, and down here you will notice these hexagonal daytime running lights, which by the way are not just lights. In here is an air tunnel which channels air through the car's bodywork to make it more aerodynamically efficient. This car is longer than the Huracan, and it also has a longer wheelbase, and it is based on a new aluminium space frame construction. This particular model is wearing Viola Pacific paint, which is basically purple in Lamborghini speak. Over here you will see it's riding on 20-inch front wheels finished in black with a body color painted caliper. These are 10-piston calipers gripping 410mm carbon ceramic front disc brakes. The rear wheels are one size larger, so you get 21-inch wheels at the back and slightly smaller carbon ceramic brake discs. And as you come over to the tail, what I like is this chopped off rear end and the exposed rear tires. These remind you of the Lamborghini Countach. And over here you will see the centrally mounted exhaust exit. Down here you will see a pretty large diffuser, and overall what I think is the Temerario looks quite purposeful. It's perhaps not as pretty as the Huracan, but it does have a visual identity of its own, and I quite like that. But what do you think of the Temerario's design and styling? Let me know in the comments. Now let's talk about the party piece, which is the engine. Now I know quite a lot of people were upset when they came to know that the Huracan successor would have a V8 instead of a V10, but believe me, there's plenty to be excited about with this engine. It's an all-new 4-litre twin turbocharged V8, and it has electrical assistance, but we'll get to that in a bit. On its own, this engine can produce close to 790 brake horsepower and 730 Newton meters of torque, and despite being a turbocharged unit, this revs to 10,000 RPM, which is a rarity for a road-going car. Now getting to the hybrid part of things, the Temerario employs 3 electric motors, 2 electric motors on the front axle and 1 integrated with the engine and the transmission. So combined power output is 907 brake horsepower. Because of this, the Temerario promises to be one seriously quick supercar. This will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 2.7 seconds and hit a top speed of 343 kilometers an hour, which makes it nearly as quick and nearly as fast as the V12 engine Revuelto. On the right hand side, you will find a charging port. Since the Temerario is a plug-in hybrid, you can actually drive it purely on electric power alone. The Temerario has a 3.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which you can charge using a 7 kilowatt AC charger in just half an hour. And of course, it can also be charged using regen. The range, electric only range of the Temerario will be in single digits because this is a 1.7 ton car with a rather small battery pack. But when you do want to use it as a pure EV, you can switch to EV mode using a button on the steering wheel, and this turns into a front wheel drive electric supercar. There's a real sense of occasion to the interior of the Temerario. It is low, so getting in is a little bit of a struggle. But once you're in here, you feel like you're cocooned inside this cabin. It has that fighter jet feel going on, so you've got this fighter jet style engine start-stop switch. Here you will see the central touchscreen infotainment system, but you get 3 screens. So one is the digital instruments display right in front of me. It's part of a freestanding instrument cluster. The steering wheel, I'm just going to take this from my camera person and show you the steering wheel. On the left, you will see this red switch. This is to engage launch control. On the right, you will see the switch to engage EV mode, and there are a load of other buttons on this flat bottom steering wheel. Feels quite nice to hold, and you've got these large paddle shifters as well. And there's a passenger side display. So while the passenger can of course interact with that display on his own, you can also swipe items from the central screen onto the passenger screen. Just swipe right and it will appear on that screen, which is a pretty cool touch. Inside, Lamborghini has used lots of carbon fiber, leather and suede. What I'm sitting in right now is the optional carbon fiber bucket seat. As standard, these seats are both cooled as well as heated, and the driver's seat has 18-way adjustment. There is more room inside the cabin of the Temerario compared to the Huracan, and there's also more room for the luggage at the back. And overall, once you're seated here, you know you will be in for one hell of a drive. And the Temerario is almost practical as well. At the front, you have storage space under the hood. So you get over 100 liters of storage, which Lamborghini says is enough to accommodate 2 large suitcases. So the Temerario promises to be quite a few steps ahead of the Huracan, but it is also quite a lot more expensive. This one is priced at 6 crore rupees ex-showroom without any options. Once you start adding in the options, I'm sure that figure will inflate further. So what do you think of the Temerario? Do you think it looks as exciting as the Huracan, or would you rather have something else for this kind of money? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. We'll try and get our hands on the Temerario for a drive really soon. So make sure you subscribe to Car and Bike. If you have any feedback for us, leave it in the comments, and make sure to come back to this channel for more such videos.